Okay. Hello, my name is Kendall. I am currently a senior at the Academy of Health Sciences, and this is my application for the Get Up and Go scholarship. Now, education is something powerful, and once you got it, no one can take it away from you. That's a lesson my mom has instilled to me since I was little. And with that, I've always seen education as priority. If you put your best foot forward, give your best effort, good things are going to come from that hard work and effort. And that I gave. For a while, I wasn't the best student. My grades were, but with hard work and effort, eventually I was able to maintain A B's and eventually straight A's. Now so proud of myself. I'm like, see, this hard work got you from here to here, and if you keep this up, only the best things will happen, right? And that that mentality is what carried me all the way through elementary school to fifth grade because I had to switch schools to middle school. And I get there and I'm just so proud of myself because I have maintained great grades. I've started from here to here and everything's going great. I just took my PSATs, I got a great score. It's time to apply for specialty programs. I'm scrolling through, looking at my options, and I see Academy of Health Sciences. I look into it because I'm like, I think I've heard of it before. Now, for those who may not know, Academy of Health and Sciences is a dual enrollment program that allows students to get their associate's degree while attending high school. And depending on your path, it can be health and science or teacher prep. I chose health and science because I aspire to be a dermatologist. I apply, is anxious few months of waiting, hoping I get in, and finally, I want to say around spring, almost summertime, I finally get the letter that I've been accepted, and I was over the moon. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my god, I did it. Now, of course, when I applied, I was kind of anxious at first because I was like, can I really handle college courses and high school classes? But I'm like, you'll never know if you take that risk. So I was ecstatic. I was over the moon. First year and second year kind of flew by because the ratio between high school and college classes wasn't as much as junior and senior year. They were basically trying to get us used to it. But then junior year rolls around, and come with that were probably the most two demanding classes at that time. Biology, bio 1010, and then anatomy and physiology 1. Now, first semester with bio, it wasn't that bad, of course, at first. I feel like because we were really getting to the nitty gritty of the classes we need for this degree, I was intimidated because it was feel like it was a lot of information. And for me, subjects don't tend to come easily. It takes me a lot of more time and effort compared to others to get stuff perfectly. So I was anxious because I'm like, okay, Kendall, you've been able to do it this far, but we know we got to work hard to get things. So can you handle this? And at first, it was a little iffy. Didn't do great on some exams, but I turned around at end and I passed biology with a B. And I was like, oh my god, if you can do it here, we can do anatomy and physiology 1 because you got this. Around that time, personal family issues. My parents were separating, so with that came with more responsibilities for me because I had to help with more stuff I typically wouldn't have to worry about. So I'd say mix that personal stress with trying to find my footing in a new challenging class and that academic stress. It's a recipe for disaster. And at first I was like, okay, I'm managing this pretty well. I'm doing decent in anatomy physiology 1, and I'm handling these new responsibilities pretty well. Come mid semester, midterms, I didn't do so great on my anatomy physiology midterms. And it dropped my grade down by a lot. Even with the perfect scores on quizzes, homeworks, it wasn't good. But it was at a point where I was like, if I just get this amount of points on this exam, I can get it up. But if I'm too shy of these points, it's going to go down even more. And it did. And it got into a scary point where I was really wondering, am I going to be able to stay in this program? Because when you fail a class, the money to retake it comes from your parents. And I knew at the time we couldn't afford that. So it was generally like high stakes for me. I'm studying, I'm prepping, but I feel like because of the mix of the personal and academic stress, it was going in one ear and out the other, and I was only walking out with minimal information remembered. Scary time. And finals finally roll around, and I did pass one of my exams before these last two. And it was looking good for a moment. But then I took my last two exams in anatomy. I'm thinking, I ate this up, I'm gonna pass, everything's gonna be okay. And then I get my final grade, and I got the lowest range you can get, grade you get in like the D range. And I was terrified. I genuinely thought like, oh my God, we can't take this class over. I'm gonna lose my spot in this program. And a few days go by, I'm anxious. I'm so concerned because I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna put all this effort in for 3 years and I'm about to lose it all because of this one class. And I'm trying to reason with myself, like, it's okay. You work so hard. There's no way. And lo and behold, he curved my grade. And I wondered for the longest, not the longest time, but for a while, why? I mean, I wasn't the greatest student academically. I know I didn't understand why. And I was talking about it with a friend, and she was looking at me, look, you put in so much effort. You showed up every day, even when you knew you weren't doing good, and you kept trying, you kept studying, and you kept putting effort in. And that's what makes you a good student. Because sure, it takes me longer to get subjects and concepts down more than others. But despite it all, I still was able to keep up. But this was just the one time I didn't come out on top. And that's okay, because it may seem like failure to me, but in that moment I was told that failure isn't failure just because something went wrong. Failure is failure when you give up entirely. And that's the thing. I never gave up. Disappointed and very anxious, sure, but I still stayed. And there were so many moments in this program where I was stressed out. I was wondering, am I meant to be here? Can I do this? And I still kept pushing forward. And I'm doing it now. And that is a lesson I took with me into my first semester of senior year. I made it. And anatomy physiology too, I took that lesson in with me, and I was just like, I'm going to try my best. And of course, the stressors that were stressing me out last school year are settled and gone. So I made a comeback. Anatomy physiology too, I passed with, I like to say an A, but like 2% off, and it was a B. But I was still proud of myself because I did it. And it's a major improvement from what I did in Anatomy 1 and Anatomy 2. So I learned and I improved, and that's what mattered. Because to me, I feel like you don't fail when it comes to education. It becomes, you fail when you give up entirely. And that's why I'm so glad I took this risk, knowing that it takes me longer to get stuff, and I still took that risk knowing that this may not go perfectly, but if we work hard, we can earn this. And I can proudly say I'm in my senior year at the Academy of Health Science, and I'm on track to get my high school diploma and my associates, and I couldn't be prouder. Thank you for your time. Once again, I'm Kendall, and this is my application for the Get Up and Go Scholarship. Thank you. Bye.